Hello, my name is Claire Dielman. So for the evaluation report, I'm going to talk to you as if this was an IEP meeting and explain the student that I observed. So the student's name is Mary Lamb. Her date of birth is April 5th, 2005. She's age 12-7, so 12 years, 7 months, in grade 7.2. So Mary has been an average student all through her academic career so far. However, she has always lacked in her spelling abilities. This is one area of academics that Mary has always struggled with. She's been performing on an average level. However, her parents were becoming concerned because next year Mary will go to a new middle school. This school is bigger. It will have a lot more classes. There will be opportunities to do more extracurricular activities. And they just wanted to make sure Mary was on the right track academically. Mary's father also has hearing problems, which could be hereditary, and these spelling problems could translate into errors if she cannot hear them correctly. So the suspected area of disability is an auditory processing disorder, possibly mild dyslexia. So questions so far? So that's just a little bit of information about why Mary was being referred. Next, here are some questions that we as the IEP team want answered during this assessment process. So how does her spelling compare to that of her peers? Is she at grade level? Is she performing the same as someone else in her class? The next one, is there any reason that her spelling may be lacking? Is she getting distracted in class? Mary does wear glasses. Are they the wrong prescription? Can she not hear the teacher? Or some other reason. The next question we want answered is what interventions would be recommended by the special education classroom to help boost Mary's spelling abilities? And the fourth and final question is how is Mary's home life affecting her ability to focus in school? So is Mary having problems at home? Is she not able to get her homework done? Something similar to that. So now we're just going to talk a little bit about Mary's background. So Mary is an average student, and therefore no testing has been done on Mary to find out any educational data on her. As I mentioned, she does wear glasses. She excels in math and history courses. She enjoys working with technology. In school, they have computers and iPads that the students like to play on, and they can play interactive games. She attends school very regularly. She is moving into a new home. We were concerned that her home life would be more overwhelming than normal, but she does have very involved parents. So to assess Mary, for her norm referenced assessment, we've used the test of written spelling 4th edition. This test can be used for 3 specific purposes that we thought fit Mary very well. So it could identify students who might need interventions designed to improve spelling proficiency. So if Mary did fall below grade average, it could help determine what could bring her spelling and give her spelling improvements. The second one, it documents overall progress. So this could be used on Mary in several months to see how she's improved or if she's getting better in grade level. It can also serve as research, so this can help create more curriculums. It can create better testing in the future and can help let teachers know how they can better assist students. So the criterion referenced assessment we used on Mary was designed to reflect a mastery of the spelling at the 6th grade level. To receive a passing grade, you have to get an 85% or better. This was chosen because at the time Mary was only 2 months into the 7th grade year, and she wouldn't have a mastery of that spelling list yet. So during testing, Mary was observed and examined. The examination took place in a quiet room. I, myself, the examiner, and just Mary. It was late in the afternoon, about 15 minutes for each of them, and she listened well. She seemed a little tired, and she seemed to become a little more discouraged as the TWS4 took a little longer and the words became harder. So in the classroom, I noticed that Mary did listen when the teacher gave directions. Sometimes she was off task only because she was talking with other students and others were as well, but when reminded, they went back on task and Mary completed her work. Overall, she seemed cooperative and not a distraction, and she didn't have any other conflicts with peers. She seemed to have a lot of friends and enjoyed working in a group. So from the test of written spelling, as I mentioned above, Mary scored a standard score of 90 to 110%. So this means that Mary scored at an average level. This is how the test rates it. So this means that 49.51% of students are included in this as well. So she is in the 75th percentile. So she scored equal than or better than 75% of students who took the test. So in this chart below, you can see her raw score, standard score, percentile, spelling age, and grade equivalent. So these mean that Mary performed as well or better than someone who is in that grade and age range. So this test does include or does have forms A and B, but for the purpose of this and not over testing Mary, I just used form A. So this places her in the average range for her at this time, at her current age and grade level. So now I'm going to pull up a list of the spelling words that were on the criterion referenced. So this is the 6th grade level of mastery. And so she scored a 90% on this, meaning that she performed better than the required, meaning she does have a mastery of spelling at the 6th grade level at this time. So here are these questions from before that we wanted answered during the assessment process, and we have answered them. So how does her spelling compare to her peers? So it shows that Mary performs at grade level. There did not seem to be a reason that her spelling was lacking. So the special education teacher recommended maybe possible more use of time and use of technology as well for games and assignments. The teacher should also relate spelling to her interest to boost her attention. So she should also continue practice spelling with games and practice more at home. So it realized that Mary's home life was not affecting her ability to focus in school. Her family moved before this assessment was complete, and that move seemed to go very well, and there are no other disruptive events in Mary's life. And so these are just a few other suggestions. Just talk more. Talk with Mary. Get her involved in spelling. Listen to stories. Read stories. Write letters. Trace words. Fingerprinting. And these were all found on this website here. So these are just some suggestions to boost Mary's spelling. But overall, at this time, Mary is seeming to perform at or above grade level. So the IEP team should consider this evaluation with further possible testing, and Mary should just have continued support in the classroom. So here are the testing results. Some scratch paper of how the calculations were scored. Some more in that list I showed you before. Thank you for listening.